Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with another tier list video. Today we're going to be ranking who has the most power in the UFC, who can crack the most. So yeah, S tier is going to be guys sending you to the Shadow Realm. You might wake up in another dimension on a different planet. Really good power. They can probably one-shot KO you, but you know, if you got some good head movement, you might be able to evade. And indecent power, you know, they got some decent power, but nothing that's going to like knock you into a shadow realm. Maybe it'll knock you down a couple times in a fight, but nothing crazy. And then pillow hands, you know what it is. If they're throwing some pillows, some bubble wrap your way, these are some guys where I could probably take a few shots off of. Probably not, but yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off, we got Magomed Ankalaev. I'm gonna throw him into the really good power tier. Now, if you've seen this guy's highlight, you know he can crack. This dude sent Johnny Walker into the shadow realm. Then he sent um, Iwan Kutalaba into the shadow realm. And if you watch his highlight, you'll see he has a bunch of knockouts in UFC. Underrated power. A lot of people talk about him being a grappler because he's from Dagestan, but the dude can crack. And he's talking about how he's going to knock Alex Pereira out on the feet. I don't know about that, but he's definitely got some underrated power. And if you stand in front of him and trade, you might go down. So Magomed Ankalaev, really good power tier. I think it's fair. Moving right along, we got Max Holloway. Now, this might be surprising. I'm going to put him in the decent power tier. Now, we're talking about Maximus Holloway here, the one that knocked out Justin Gaethje and TKZ. Max Holloway recently sitting down on his shots. He got some pop, man. If he sits down on his shots, he can put you out. So don't sleep on Max Holloway's power. Now, do I think he's going to be one-shot KOing everybody he fights? Absolutely not. But he's definitely got some underrated power if he sits down on his shots. Just KO'd Justin Gaethje in their BMF title fight with literally 1 second to go. That was insane. Because I mean, I know Justin Gaethje's been put out a couple times, but man, 1 second to go and just pointed to the middle of the octagon and just said, "Let's go," and then KO'd him stiff. That was crazy. But yeah, Max Holloway in the decent power tier, I think it's fair. Moving right along, Sean O'Malley. I'm gonna put him in the really good power tier. Sean O'Malley, if he hits you with a clean shot, you're probably going down. I mean, he sent so many fighters to the. He sent Thomas Almeida to the Shadow Realm twice. Leon Pava to the Shadow Realm. Just TKO'd Aljo, Eddie Wineland, sent to another dimension. If Piotr Jan didn't have an amazing chin, he'd have sent him to the Shadow Realm. So I think he's going to send Marab's head to the moon. So yeah, Sean O'Malley, really good power. I wouldn't say underrated because people know he has power. He's just extremely accurate. Even if he looks like a Twizzler, I mean, he can crack. Not the most intimidating looking guy, but he can crack. Yeah, Sean O'Malley in the really good power tier. Next up, we're gonna get the man himself, Sergei Pavlovich, easy S tier. Now I know it's easy to write him off because he's coming off of 2 losses, KO to Tom Aspinall, and decision to, well, he got tuned up by Volkov. But if this dude had more technique and he hits you on the end of his punches, you're going down. Bro throws some straight Russian bombs, just big haymakers, big looping, bruising shots straight to the dome. And if he knocks you out, or if he knocks you down, you're going out. He's gonna hop on top of you and boom, boom, you're done, son. So yeah, Sergey Pavlovich in the S tier, obvious S tier. I don't think there's any debate on that. Next up, we got Ilia Topuria. I'm gonna put in the really good power tier. Let's go with decent power. Decent power. A lot of people are gonna disagree with this, but I think he has decent power. Um, I mean, he stood and traded with Josh Emmett for 25 minutes and wasn't able to knock him out. So I don't know if I can put him in the really good power tier because I know he just KO'd Volk, but Volk was coming off a head kick KO loss to Makhachev 4 months prior, and he's also 35 years old. But he couldn't KO a 38-year-old Josh Emmett for 25 minutes. That is not to say he doesn't have power. Ilia Topuria can absolutely crack, and if you stand in the pocket with him and trade, you're going down. He's talking about now how he's going to knock Max Holloway out in the first round, which I think is insane to say. But let's see. They got their fight coming up. I am going to pick Holloway in that one. But Ilia Topuria, he can crack. He can hit hard. He can knock anybody out any given day. So decent power. Next up, Paulo Costa. Pillow hands. Now, Costa looks like he'd be able to knock anybody out. Dude's physique is like animated. Like he's obviously got the secret juice. But man, if you look back at his career, he can't. He's got pillow hands. He hit, and he's got pillow kicks apparently too. He hit Robert Whitaker with one of the hardest head kicks, and Whitaker not known for having the greatest chin. Took it, kept moving forward, and pieced him up. Paulo Costa, looks the part, but he doesn't knock out the part. He couldn't barely knock out Johnny Hendricks back in the day. I mean, he's just he can't do anything to Sean Strickland. Paulo Costa looks like he would have the most power in the middleweight division, but no, I could probably take a few of his shots. No, I probably couldn't, but you get the point. He doesn't have much power. And yeah, pillow hands for Paulo Costa, pillow Paulo. Let's move on to Josh Emmett. Let's go really good power for Josh Emmett. Now, I know I said Ilia Topuria could knock out Josh Emmett, but Josh Emmett also could knock out Ilia Topuria, but he just knocked out Bryce Mitchell. And that was one of the scariest knockouts. Like if he hits you clean, you're going out. Bryce Mitchell was seizing up on the ground. Bro, bro really came up talking about how flat the earth was after that knockout. Bryce Mitchell got sent to the shadow realm by Josh Emmett. Who else got sent to the shadow realm by Josh Emmett? Michael Johnson got sent to the shadow realm. Like, I think he sent Ricardo Lamas back in the day to the shadow realm, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, Josh Emmett can absolutely crack. He can. Really good power. And maybe if he came into the UFC a little earlier before he was in his 30s, he could have had a longer prime. But obviously, he's at the end of his prime now. But yeah, really good power. If he hits you, you're going down. Next up, my balls was hot. Derrick Lewis. Definitely not in the decent power tier. Derrick Lewis in the S tier. Most knockouts in UFC history. Easy S tier. I know he's kind of a joke. He fights taxi drivers. His balls was hot. He's gonna get on the mic and say something really entertaining. But if anything else, if you don't submit or knock out Derrick Lewis yourself, he's probably gonna crack you by the end of the fight. I mean, we've seen him fight Volkov, and with 11 seconds to go, KO'd him when he was getting tuned up that whole fight. Seen him knock out Curtis Blades. I mean, we've seen him knock out so many people. Who did he knock out recently? I don't remember the guy's name. He knocked out the flying knee in the first round, Marcos Rogerio de Lima, I think. And he just knocked out a taxi driver recently, forgot his name, and called for more taxi drivers. But yeah, Derrick Lewis, extremely entertaining. S tier power easily. Easily S tier. Most knockouts in UFC history. He's throwing them USA bombs, and Sergei Pavlovich is throwing them Russian bombs. So yeah. Next up, we got Aljamain Sterling. Easy pillow hands. Aljamain Sterling does not have a single knockdown in his whole UFC career. Not a single one. I mean, this dude looks like he can strike. Obviously, he can grapple, but man, if I feel like I can take a shot from you, you're probably not cracking too hard. So, Aljamain Sterling in the pillow hands tier couldn't knock down anybody in his whole UFC career, and I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to knock down Movsar Evloev. He couldn't do anything to Calvin Kattar outside of grappling and the stand up. So that makes sense. Anyways, Aljamain Sterling in the pillow hands tier, I think, is more than fair. Yeah, doesn't knock down anybody. Knock down anybody. Next up, Alex Pereira. Let's go. Really good power. A lot of people are going to disagree because of recency bias. I know it's easy to put him, say he's S tier, but if you don't, if you're not afraid of his power, I guess you could say, and you just march. Well, maybe not. Sean Strickland wasn't afraid of his power, and he should have been. But Alex Pereira, if he hits you with his left hook, you're probably. You know what? You know what? I'm putting him in S tier. Fair enough. I'm gonna move him to S tier because I'm gonna get shit for that. If he hits you with his left hook clean, you're going down. Sean Strickland went down. Israel Adesanya was gonna go down if it wasn't stopped. Yuri went down first time with a left hook, second time with a head kick. Who else? Jamal Hill, a shovel hook. He's still coping about that loss. But yeah, Alex Pereira continuously sending everyone to the shadow realm. I think he's going to send Khalil Roundtree's head to the moon. So there's that. But yeah, extremely intimidating, fierce, stone hands. Alex Pereira. If you get hit by his left hook, it's night night. You're going to take a little nappy and you'll wake up later. So yeah, Alex Pereira, S tier, easily. Next up, let's go with Deiveson Figueiredo. Put him in decent power. Now, for a flyweight turned bantamweight, this dude got some power. I actually think he was the first person to drop Cheeto. He dropped Cheeto for a second, I believe, in their fight recently. I'm not 100% sure. Whenever he fought Joseph Benavidez, that was one of the most brutal one-side beatings. Knocked him down like 50 times in the first round. Deiveson Figueiredo can crack. He's cracked plenty of people in the UFC. He's knocked down. He has the most knockdowns and knockouts in flyweight history, I believe. And then moving up to bantamweight, he's still cracking Cheeto, and yeah, just really underrated power for how small of a guy he is. So I would say decent power for Deiveson Figueiredo. Whenever he stacks up to the other guys, everybody in this tier list, aside from Pillow Hands, has good power. Don't say, oh, these guys don't have power. Deiveson Figueiredo has really good power. Talking about stacking up to the other guys, we're rating his power. So next up, we got Tom Aspinall, S tier. Now, Tom Aspinall has amazing power. Like, he has the shortest average fight time in UFC history, which is crazy. Knocking out literally everybody he fights. Knocking out Curtis Blades in a minute. Knocking out Sergei Pavlovich in a minute. Knocking out Marcin Tybura in a minute. First Curtis Blades fight was obviously a fluke. But yeah, he's knocking out everybody really fast, or submitting Volkov, submitting Arlovsky. Like, this dude is just amazing. And I don't know, man. Tom Aspinall, he's really fast, he's really athletic, and he can crack. I don't see who beats this dude at heavyweight. I don't. He's just fast, he's powerful, and if he hits you, he's knocking your head to the moon. Maybe you don't go out cold right away, but he's gonna hop on top of you and hit you with about 50 unanswered strikes before you can answer, and the ref's gonna pull him off. But yeah, actually, maybe most times you will go out cold because huge heavyweight. Tom Aspinall is like 265 pounds of muscle, and this dude just throwing bombs ready to knock your head off. But you get the point. Tom Aspinall, S tier. I don't see how you can put him anywhere under that. And last but not least, we got the man, the duck himself. Can y'all guess who it is? Jon Jones. Speaking of Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones in the pillow hands tier. I don't think Jon Jones has knocked a single fighter down in his entire MMA career with his hands. He's knocked people down with elbows. He's knocked people down with head kicks, DC. I think he knocked Rashad Evans down with the elbow. But who has Jon Jones knocked down with his hands? Nobody. Not a single person. He has no power. He never has had power. He's got the highest fight IQ maybe in UFC history, but when it comes to power, Jon Jones is pillow handed. He could probably hit me on the chin a couple times, and I'm gonna eat that, and I'm gonna keep coming. No, I'm not. But yeah, Jon Jones, the ducking Tom Aspinall. It's gonna be a running meme. He is ducking Tom Aspinall actively, and he doesn't have power. So I see why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. You take one of the most powerful heavyweights ever to one of the most non-powerful fighters, and yeah, I wouldn't want to fight Tom Aspinall either because Jon Jones knows that Tom Aspinall is better in every realm. But that's not the point. Jon Jones, pillow hands. I think that's more than fair. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments for this tier list. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. To everyone that is subscribing and liking and commenting, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a good rest of your day.